Okay, we're going to be taking a look at Kesselring's War. That's what I've sort of called this campaign playthrough. We're going to be looking at Italy, 1943. And hello, Grey Knight. And so we're going to be playing this campaign. In my opinion, one of the most difficult things any military commander can do is deal with an overwhelming enemy and do so reasonably successfully. And I don't mean by turning the tables and achieving ultimate victory. I mean simply by withdrawing, fighting retreats, that type of thing. So that's what we're looking at today. And hello, Jaculius and Kamistar and Mummin. So we're going to be playing Italy 1943 against, as Germany, of course, against overwhelming Allied force. So let's go through the intro here. And Lanzer, hello. Okay, well, this is no overstrength and killer team of what
We've deployed you to reinforce our former Italian friends against the Allied invasion of Sicily, but fate has conspired against us. If it hasn't happened already, I can still read the writing on the walls. The Italians have lost the will to fight, and the collapse is imminent. Given this, and the lackluster Italian defense of the island, your first assignment on Sicily is to prepare to evacuate Sicily. You must withstand any American or British advances. Watch out for strikes here, here, or here. Fall back slowly, and use Mount Etna as an anchor for your line if necessary. No matter the cost, you cannot lose control of Messina, as it is your departure point from the island. We will not so easily give up the entire Italian peninsula, and I have personal assurances from High Command that reinforcements from the Eastern Front are en route. Survive, Herr General. That is your mission today.
All right. Well, that isn't... Okay, I don't really care about this at the moment because I have a save. But I want to talk a little bit about the history here before we get into this. That is, to some degree, correct once the Allies have made their successful landings. But Kesselring, this is Kesselring's War, as we're calling it here, as I'm calling it here. And this is where he really shines. This shows his talents. Kesselring was an artillery officer in the First World War and transfers over into the Reichswehr. So he was in that, some of the select few officers that remained in the 100,000-man army. He, later period into the sort of early 30s, he is part of a commission or something within the Reichswehr to sort of liaison with, I don't know, aviation elements, not forming any sort of, at first, not forming any sort of military air force, but just sort of as an evaluation type. And then he is forcibly removed from the Reichswehr to a civilian agency, because this civilian agency is set up to be a forerunner. This is, maybe even before, I have to check on the dates, Hitler comes to power, but definitely in the sort of before the Luftwaffe is formed, the civilian agency is, the precursors to the Luftwaffe. And then he, in 1935, when the Luftwaffe is formed, officially, he is brought into it and quickly promoted up to general. So he has, and he was during the Reichswehr era, and even during the later stages of World War I, he is part of the German General Staff, officers in the army, and he is, continues some training, evaluation type jobs in the 20s doing that type of work. So he is not just an Air Force general given ground campaign. He is very much a Army officer as well as a Luftwaffe officer. Now, after Luftwaffe formed, he becomes a pilot, trains, flies like 3 or 4 days a week, up until like sometime in 45. So he is himself piloting around. He knows he's not like a good pilot as in like a fighter pilot or anything, but that he's a capable pilot, and this gives him good understanding. So he is well equipped for this job of balancing air and ground action. So I see the whole Italian campaign as a fighting retreat, and he does so with excellence, in my opinion. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to exit to main menu. Yes, because I want to load now that we've gone through the opening briefing, which I wanted everyone to be able to see. So many mountains. Actually, hi Pixel. Nope, this is Sicily. Sicily. Italy is a very mountainous country. It's mostly the Po River Valley is sort of the big flat open, which is in the north, but south of the Alps. Okay, so as you saw, this is the sort of super objective we've got to hold. These others would be nice. I have not played through this fully. I played through the opening 5 or 6 turns, so I don't know if we can hold these, at least these 2 here as well. I don't think I can hold this one down here through the end of the campaign. Now we have basically one task or a set of tasks left to do is to assign our heroes from our killer team. Okay, we're gonna assign him the readiness, which is strikes first when defending. He's gonna have that. This tiger, we're going to assign crippling blow, attacks +5. Now the other one isn't terribly useful because we're mostly going to be defending, but I think we'll give him to here, and he is an entrenchment killer ×4, so we're not going to be very offensive. So this is our starting position. The one thing I don't know if upset or disappointed is the right term. This artillery unit, Italy had a lot of mountain guns as part of their standard infantry division. Like I say, Italy is a mountainous country. A lot of its borders are mountainous, so standard divisions had mountain elements just because of the terrain, as well as cheaper production of the weapons and cheaper production of the ammunition is also element. Unfortunately, this gun does not have any sort of transportation, not even wagons, so I don't think I can save it at all. So that is doomed. So now a bit more on the strategy. So Kesselring believed that Sicily was going to be the next major Allied attack. They have Singer und Etterland. What is it? Von Singer und Etterland or something like that. I read his book years ago. He's commanding the German forces in Corsica and Sardinia, protecting against an invasion over there. He also pulls off a really interesting retreat later on. And I don't know who's commanding, but they also are worried about Italy and Crete and Rhodes as being possible, that the Allies are trying to fake them out of where the attack will be. But Kesselring, because he's an air trained officer. He sees that Sicily is the place for the attack is because it is within range of land base Allied aircraft from Tunisia and Malta. So he figures that that is where it's going to be. Now, he sends down 2 divisions, one of them the Hermann Goering division, and that, at least at start, is the primary German commander on the ground. And he's given orders to the Germans that wherever the Allies, you first figure out the Allies are landing, to immediately attack. Do not ask for permission from the higher German command, which is basically up in Rome. He is the Mediterranean. Kesselring is the Mediterranean command, or anybody else. Even the local Italian commander who's nominally in charge of the defense of the island, Alfredo, I'm sure I'm going to butcher this, Italians, Guzzoni, I believe, is in charge of the defense of the islands. Now, they end up coordinating at some points with him as well. But the order is to immediately, because Kesselring does not believe that he can hold Sicily in a protracted war, but he thinks that if they can immediately counterattack any landings, they have a chance. There are some very hard blows delivered, primarily by the Germans with a bit of Italian support, but that obviously fails to push the Allies, because it's both British and American, off the island. Then Guzzoni feels that he can still hold the island. Kesselring is still, up until basically the Italians leave the war, believe that the Italians will continue fighting. He is, of course, wrong in that. So they decide to do somewhere between trying to hold the island and a significant fighting retreat out of the island. So that is... Yeah, killer entrenchment is really good, especially if you're on the offensive. But unfortunately, we are on the defensive now. Okay, so that is the end of our deployment. And so this is the situation. The Allies have secured their landings, and we are going to, for 15 turns, we want to hold Messina and as much of the other victory objective hexes up here that we can, to then, and keep as much of our forces intact to deal with further stages of the war. Get in to see the nice graphics. Unfortunately, this every time that AA again just... Okay. So, like I say, this artillery piece is doomed, in my opinion. But we want to save these Italian forces here. And successfully withdraw. Now, I come to here. The scout car's ability to move and attack and then move again is enormously important. We're going to get these guys to here. Another thing, I'm going to butcher the Berg Sagleri. We're going to try to get them out as much as possible. No, I want to redo a couple of these moves. Let's move you to here. You to here. Italian army. That way we can get you guys to here. We definitely want to save them. We're going to move our Gebirgsjägers along the ridgeline here. Yeah, this is pretty safe, I think. I'm going to move our artillery up. I'm going to move the AA up. Give all these guys air cover. Okay. Now, we're not going to be able to hold here. I don't know that my defensive plans or ideas are workable, but we're going to try. Yeah. These are nice reconnaissance armored cars with the short-barreled 75mm gun that got extra life once they had the heat rounds. Yes, this is Sicily. B. Vargas, how you doing? The defense of Sicily while we withdraw in face of overwhelming enemy forces. Now, we I have a fairly big air force, again, due to Kesselring here. We're going to keep our ground or bomber back here out of the way for the moment while we try to clear the skies. I don't know that we'll be able to actually clear the skies, but we will do what we can. The first attack is normally pretty bloody. See if one of these better. Yeah. Okay. Come after these Spitfires here. Take the big hit. Ooh, that looks good. Very good. Spitfires are down. Go after the P-38s. Okay, now we got these last 109s here. They're not going to do too much damage to the bombers, so we're going to see if we can just completely eliminate one more escort fighter group. Little thing. Oh yes, there's lots of little things, and I really love the graphics. But they've kept the spirit of Panzer Corps. Now, this is going to be a little tricky here. See how well we can do this. I think we're going to keep them there. Get them some air cover. Well, flat cover. These guys here. Don't know why I can't launch the game using Steam Launcher. Anyone suffering the same issues? No, I'm not suffering that. I normally use the desktop icon to start the game. Now it's a Steam, game, but the desktop icon is normally what I do use. Yes, verifying game files in Steam, you do properties. So, is a good way to do that. You go into the properties file and verify files or whatever. Okay, these guys. Yeah, I can come to here. I'm going to keep these tigers sitting here. There's a bit of reserve. Okay. Now, just to explain my deployments here, we have the M1441s. These are very light tanks, but they're backed up by these 105 millimeter, now sort of a low velocity 105 millimeter anti-tank guns here, is self-propelled. The main Tiger Force here, which is also backed up by the Wasps. I don't think they'll... Oh, yes, we needed to move you. We don't want you there. Yeah, you can come to here. That's for sure. Oh, almost forgot that. I don't think they can come around the Tiger right now and get to our Wasp because of the mountains by any attack methods, so I think they're safe. But so if those Tigers are attacked, they got artillery support as well as anti-tank support, so whoever's attacking them will be pretty messed up. This is the most vulnerable unit here right now. Here we have our infantry here with some Nerbowaffers backing them up, and we're going to get more artillery and some very heavy anti-tank guns here to help back things up. So yeah, that is our opening moves. They're bombing our airbase over here. Nothing we can do about that. Save what you can save. Okay. Well, they've made a mistake here by bringing the bombers up here without any air support, but I don't think I can get the anti-aircraft guns in to take them down. So, or help take them down. Let's look at our, what are these? Air Cobras, A36s. Okay. They do have the anti-air gun. Well, let's pick a unit that is in better shape. There we go. That'll hurt us a little bit. And boom. Okay, so that saves. Hopefully we can get, no, we can't. Oh yes, we can. Mass attack. Bonuses. And I think we will use this fighter to see if we can just, instead of repairing them, nope, didn't quite take them all the way down. Hey, Fair Oaken Shield. Yes, the big cat, the tiger's holding the crossroads right now, and they're going to have a little bit of fun before we withdraw from there. Okay, well, now these guys are going to move to the mountains here, which is high ground, which extends their range, and we're going to start our harassment campaign of the approaching infantry. We want to get the elephants down as close as we can there. Yeah, you also show up into the mountains to give a cover. You move here. You climb into the mountains. You come next to the mountains. This will give our artillery a lot of air cover. Well, not air cover, but flat cover. I think we're going to move the tanks just to there for the moment. Right, well, you guys keep marching. You guys come along the ridge here. They're just not quite within range. But these guys are. Probably won't even do anything. No. Tigers be tigers. And nope, not worth the attack at the moment. I would rather withdraw the forces intact. Now, let's not overdo this. They can withdraw to here, so that is going to be their goal. Not really worth it. So now here, these guys are going to go into the mountains. So is our artillery, which will give them good range. They can support. Okay. I don't know that they need to move anywhere. All right, what am I forgetting to move? Don't know. We haven't. Oh, we did. Or did we? Yes, okay. The artillery, we've done the air. I think that's the best we can do. Okay, they've hurt our tigers a little bit. Ouch. Yeah, moving them back one would have been a good thing, I think, but oh well. Okay, turn 3. Now, we have a few fairly damaged air wings, which we are going to do elite replacement on to keep their quality up. But we want to rather hurt the RAF in this case. Yeah, I think what we have of, oh no, let's come down here, get a little further away from that AA gun. Oh, these guys also need elite reinforcing. There we go. Now, we're probably going to suffer some bomber attacks if we don't do this, so we're going to bring these fighters up to here as just as air cover. I don't know how well this fight in the mountains I'm setting up will go. Yep, the Allies are pushing up. Now, what we want to do here is, let's see, I think they'll withdraw to here. We're going to bring our heavy armor. I want to put them right up here. Now that could be devastating. So we're going to see about teaching them not to do this. Okay, we've concentrated all our artillery right there. And unfortunately, we didn't kill them as bad as I hoped we would. But still, teach them not to attack. Okay, just gave them emotional damage, which is nice, but not necessarily all that helpful. No, I don't think we're ready to hit and run with any of these units. Okay. I think it's time to withdraw these tigers a ways. Okay, that is where we're going to move the tigers to. That hex where the AA guns are. Okay, it keeps everything under a little bit of protection there. Noble Keeper. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how long we're going to hold out down here in Catanina. I'm sort of kind of thinking possibly falling back to here, these hills and mountains, but we'll see. I don't know if we can. If I could have both an artillery and a good anti-tank gun sitting next to this unit here, I think we could, but at the moment I have my doubts to holding that. Oh, damn it, I forgot to attack with these guys before withdrawing. Oh well, you live, you learn. Okay, they should have attacked. They would have hurt them. Damn. Yep, I make mistakes, sometimes serious ones in gameplay here. I think we'll move you guys down. These are the pioneers to help hold. Some of these mountains are impassable to vehicles, others aren't, as you can see here. So I'm looking to have, especially if I can have some infantry backed up by anti-tank guns to try to hold. For advantages there. Right. I love the contrails. The mighty U.S. Air Force is coming over. Well, because of that fighter here, because of my earlier playthroughs, they attacked there with the bombers. They moved them over here. Ouch, they're going after that 1AA gun. So I should have attacked with that tiger before withdrawing. Well, the mosquito is dangerous. No, I don't want to attack the bombers until we get rid of the escorts. So we're going to right now focus on disrupting the escorts there. Maybe if we move a stronger one, we can get a, yeah. Well, he's down considerably in strength. A little more damage than I was hoping for, but all right. Yeah, we should just take that escort down. There we go. More interesting than defending it, but hey, the game is, yes, exactly, Pixel. But I'm finding it in the interesting challenge of what to do with all of. Well, let's see. Do we want to attack before moving? Okay, I'm thinking about. Okay, they get artillery support. Okay, they no longer have artillery support. Yeah, we're going to focus our artillery there and here as well for withdrawing. And we're going to move these guys up here, give them anti-tank support, and they just got munched. Hello, unknown. So they're now taking a lot of damage. I think I'm going to move these guys over to here. Now, again, we're going to execute this a little better than we did last time. Well, first, let's see. Well, we can get these guys all the way to there. How far can we get? Okay, yeah, you come to here. You guys come to here. Hold the high ground. Now, Italy was just unprepared for World War II in so many ways. So they were just not really, where are we going to move this guy? So, like I say, Italy was unprepared for World War II. Mussolini, whatever you may think of him, just made a complete and total blunder of the attack, of getting into the war. I think we're going to see about moving to there. No, I don't know if we want to be in the town. No, we don't want to be in the town. But also, in my opinion, contributing to Italy's leaving the war is bad use by the Germans, I would say, not helping their allies out when they could. Yes, I believe it is tomorrow, Field of Glory Empires. I believe Persia is out. And that looks really good. I've only just sort of, my early release copy scratched the surface a little bit with it. I'm going to be playing some more of it either tonight or tomorrow, and then putting some videos up. We still have the bunker over there, but oh well, whatever. So we are trying our best to save as much of the Italian forces as possible and not just throw them away in useless battles. So I'm going to move these guys up to... here. Still not sure where along here we can hold. Don't know if we can hold this airport in the long run. And this fighter, we're going to reinforce him. I'm hoping the anti-air will be enough to protect these forces from too heavy a bombardment.